What day is this now? 3?
Yep.
So day 3, I packed my stuff up. We were going to try to sleep for another hour. We had a truck coming and didn't want to be on the road. But I can't sleep anymore because I'm starving. I was hoping to beat Jer up and heat up some fish, but looks like we might be out of here a little bit faster than that. So I think the first thing we're going to do is probably eat something. Are you thinking that too, Jer? Or
What's that?
you gonna eat still right away? Or like at the new spot?
Yeah, I was thinking we'd drive over to the new spot and eat there.
Okay. How are you feeling?
Feel
Hungry?
Great. I feel like I didn't sleep great.
No, I didn't sleep. Well, I knew I wouldn't because a little too close to Jer, and Jer snores, so every time he snored, when I managed to sleep, I got woken up. So kind of expected it, but at the same time a little bit of a bummer. I was hoping I'd be tired enough to fall asleep, but maybe having a little bit of sugar yesterday done me in. But yeah, definitely feeling the hunger now, so I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it at this rate.
You'll be able to stop being hungry?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to stop being hungry this trip.
Oh.
I don't know, I don't feel like I'm getting ahead. I feel like when I eat the fish even, it's about good for 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it's just filling, it's not enough calories.
Yeah, it's not doing what it's supposed to do for my body. Like,
You're maybe just down too low. You should have come in with the advanced fuel cell. And then you'd be feeling better.
I have like, for a pinch test, I do a pinch test. You can do a pinch test for fat. I have like barely any body fat. I didn't have much coming in, but now I'm on like emergency levels. Shoulder, nothing. You want to show off your fat reserve?
I did in the background there.
Did you a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah, Jared has some more, but he's been working on it for a while to lose it, just for aesthetic reasons. And probably health reasons too, right?
Doing what?
Health reasons? Losing fat?
Losing a bit of fat? Yeah. Yeah.
Aesthetics and health. But I did that with my fasting challenge not long ago. Not that I was high, but as a personal challenge I wanted to try it out. Although at this point in time I probably wish I shouldn't, or wish I hadn't. So we're packing up now. It shouldn't take us too long. We can get out here pretty quick. We did dishes last night and ate a pretty decent, what I thought was a pretty decent meal, but like I say, I'm still behind.
Yeah.
Only lasted partway through the night. By this morning it was raging again. So
Well, there's 3 or 4 pounds of cooked fish, I think, so.
yeah, we can definitely get another meal in. Or Jared commented while we were driving, it's kind of like the extreme paleo diet. We're not even getting that many greens, really.
No.
We are really eating a paleo diet, though.
Very paleo.
And this is the kind of person you turn into, I guess. A really lean machine. Fighting machine. I want to go kill something. I can't do it like a primitive man and just run through the woods till I find something and stab it. Although I feel good doing it, I think.
And then get fat.
Yeah, and then just
like store all that moose as.
Yeah, and then just ravage
Body
whatever
mass.
I killed.
Bit of lobster mushroom on the side of the trail here. So I was just looking to see what kind of shape it's in. It's kind of soft on the outside there, but it's good here. Probably just needs a little scrape. We can throw that in for a bit of diversity.
And how do you tell it's a lobster mushroom?
Well, they look like a lobster.
Yeah.
Kind of like those crayfish shells, right? That color and the texture is a little bit rough. So it's actually it's another species of mushroom that's been parasitized by a mushroom. So it's a mushroom growing on a mushroom.
And then what's right below there?
I should add this with the lobster mushrooms, there's some debate because some of the species that get parasitized are not safe to eat, and so some people say you can get the toxin from the host mushroom, and other people believe that the when it becomes lobstered that it has no toxins in it. So I've eaten a bunch of them and I've never had any ill effects. I don't know if there's been like chemical studies to back up that concern. And right beside it, down here, we have bunchberries. They don't look so appetizing now that we've been through a blueberry patch, but they're still pretty tasty.
You're gonna eat the mushroom like that, or you're gonna cook it?
Oh, I would cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might even break into my butter for this.
Yeah?
Yeah, just to flavor it a little bit.
Alright.
We'll see. Without oil, I don't know. I mean, we could try roasting it on the fire. Just, I've never done that before, so we'll see. More bunchberries. Alright.
So that's gonna be breakfast. We're gonna be full after that, right?
Maybe. That and pike and...
More bunchberries there?
Yeah.
Bunch over here too, if you want. No, you have enough hands.
Can we eat some of them?
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
just gonna throw them in my mouth.
Yeah, maybe I'll just eat them. It's gotta have a little bit of open woods, which we haven't really had, that kind of terrain.
Yeah, and they like a little bit of damp too.
Yeah, it's definitely moist soil here. This experiment made me reevaluate my thoughts on fat. It was something that I hadn't thought much about. Unlike others, I never swore off fats entirely, nor showed it the disdain that is common in our modern culture, but I sure didn't look at it as a vital element of a balanced diet, as I now do thanks to this challenge. In recent times, we've come to talk about fat in very mixed ways. Fat has gone from being totally evil to being something tolerated in moderation. However, we've not yet seen fat as totally necessary. Today we still think of fats in terms of good fats and bad fats, but let me tell you, when you haven't had any fats of any kind for some days, any fat will do. I've come to learn that fat is a building block to life that is vitally important, and one that, if not available, can lead to certain failure. Frying our lean pike in oil or butter would have made all the difference in the world. Consuming 30% of our daily calories from fat would have surely permitted us to move from a deficit to a surplus and made our lean meat more consumable. It's not that we didn't have enough meat, it was that our meat was too lean and our bodies began to reject it. Our stomachs simply didn't want to swallow more of the food we kept offering it. The palatability for lean meat is as limited as it is for choke cherries. When it's enough, it's enough. When there is no more need for it, your body just can't take it. I remember chewing pike and not being able to swallow. It wasn't like I wasn't hungry, I was. It was just that my body didn't need or want any more lean meat. Dousing that meat in some oil and frying it would have made the entire lot more balanced and allowed us to continue devouring our spoils. I can't put words in Jeremy's mouth, but I think he reacted a little differently to the pike, as he always seemed to be able to stomach more than me. This could have been because he is a bigger person than me with a bigger stomach, or it may have had something to do with his overall body fat reserves, which permitted him to deal with it better than me. As I was at the edge of my body fat reserves, my body might have been signaling that it was time to focus on something else. Regardless, fat in wilderness living is likely the difference between success and failure because it dramatically reduces the volume a person needs to consume in order to meet their daily caloric requirements. Without fat, the body can hardly stomach enough protein to sustain its normal functions. Fat is loaded with calories and packs an energetic punch. It makes a welcome addition to wilderness living.
Going to lift that lid. Thanks.
Your hand's gonna be hard to do.
Nice bushcrafted pot holder lifter.
Always bushcraft. you know how much I bushcraft. I bushcraft so many pent steaks.
Tent stakes.
Tent steaks.
Oh, somebody get some calories into me.
Oh, tent pegs. Do you need that lid back on, or?
Nope. I'm good. I just need a minute here to make a stir stick.
Just gonna knock this down.
Never foamy this time.
Probably the nasty stuff, right?
Probably.
Scoop the foam out.
Alright. Hot coffee. Just let it cool for a bit.
So we're at the other side of the same lake we didn't make to last time. And I don't know, we're gonna kind of be living out of a vehicle at the moment.
Mostly to keep our stuff secure because it's a spot where people come through.
Yeah, it's not a super remote lake, this one.
Not like the last one.
We may, when we go out for a fish, find a spot to camp, but if it requires a lot of work to prepare, more than likely we'll just be living out of the vehicle the entire time. The rest of it, just set up at night and then take down, which is actually ends up being more work than if we could have everything all in one area. But we've changed areas, so we've had to restart from scratch. Every time we set up, we have to cut new wood, cut and process new wood, and we've left wood behind every time we've gone. So that's all extra energy used.
Okay.
So Jerry wanted to use the butter on the mushrooms, but I think he's gonna try it naked.
Naked and afraid. We'll see how it goes. My other thought was when we catch some fish later,
Yeah.
If
we don't, we're gonna be hungry. Well, you think we got 3 meals left there, I think?
Yeah. I think so.
If it had a side of fries, it was 3 meals. By itself, it's probably...
I think we're ahead of the game right now.
Keep saying that, but he's lost 5 pounds.
Well, I mean, we're ahead of
the
amount of food
protein.
we can physically eat.
Yeah, I mean, I went to bed last night and I was stuffed. And then somewhere in the middle of the night, I was depleted again. So this fish is not doing it on itself. I think I need the carbs, or I need something else that it's not enough. I am starving. And I don't know if Jerry's more stoic about it, but I would suspect not. I can deal with quite a bit of pain, but I'm dealing with the hunger pain. It's slowing me down a little bit, obviously, but I do feel it, and Jeremy says he doesn't feel it, so I have to can't show you what it feels like, right?
No, well, and I would say it if I was feeling it. But
Yeah, no, for sure. Just turn this log over to make us a table, and there's a bunch of worms under there, which are either food or bait. Probably bait.
Bait for food.
Yeah. Oh, it's the breakfast of champions.
Yep.
So, need some butter?
Yeah.
Some salt?
Yep. I don't know if it's cooked all the way through. You want to try a little piece?
I wouldn't have a reference for it, but salt and butter, or salty butter,
Yeah.
always tastes better.
Lots of mushrooms have mild toxins that are removed by cooking. So there are very few that you would just eat raw, in my experience.
So we have this meal milkweed, choke cherries, which we gathered last night, and our fish, which we gathered yesterday. So technically we are getting ahead. We could use some wild rice. That would be nice. Know any wild rices?
No.
We looked.
Historically, I know there's some historical locations, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's some a little bit further north, but I've never seen any around here. And so far our carbohydrates haven't panned out, but hopefully we'll get ahead of that with the berries today. I'm planning on just sitting in the berry patch and eating all day long. So that'll be a different strategy altogether. I know it takes quite a few berries to get ahead as far as calories go, but if you're diligent about eating berries, I think we can maybe get a little bit ahead. I don't know. Hard to say. If these were fried up, you normally would fry these up in butter? Like boil them and then fry them, Jer?
No, I just boil them, and if they were too bitter, boil them again in fresh water, and then just add some butter to them, the same as you might for broccoli or beans or carrots.
Like just on top?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see how that would help. The thing I find about these is that it's basically like eating water, or like really runny string bean that doesn't have like like a French style without the French style, but not having that flavor in there. It's kind of like eating a wet green bean, I guess, with a little bit of that bitterness. It's definitely not off-putting. Like you could eat quite a bit of it before you got tired of it. But bones in this, I did my best.
Not so far.
All right, you see enough of us eat.
Yeah.
I would think. Here, I'll tilt the camera up so your head is actually in the picture. So this is our stored pike, and we've got to keep it for today and tomorrow probably. At least a couple more meals. So instead of just keeping it in that pot, we're just adding a little bit of heat and a little bit of smoke just to get any of the bacteria that may be forming on the outside of it, because it's not cooked right through. It's definitely not preserved for long-term use, but it's preserved for, a couple day use. And then if we work through this, we'll repeat the process. But if we just left it for too long, it would end up growing quite a bit of bacteria. So just a little bit of heat, a little bit of smoke, and that's it. So if you hear a motor, that's Joey. He's a ex-student of Jeremy's. Are we saying that?
We don't say ex-student, we say a graduated student.
Ex-student. Graduated student of Jeremy's from the college. And came out to share the lake with us and do kind of a meet and greet, but he is... we've gone over the premise for the show we're filming right now. And he understands that he can't help us in any way. And we were originally thinking we would ride in the same boat, but he said this boat's too small for all of us. So we're gonna paddle our own boat. Otherwise, if we did use his boat, we basically agreed together that we would not be able to keep the fish, but we could give them to him, and then we would just count it as a leisure time, because it is using an engine to help us catch fish. So it's combining leisure time, which is sitting and doing practically nothing in a boat, with procuring food. So those calories wouldn't make sense. So anyway, if you hear a motor in the background, it's because also we're not in a very remote place, as remote as last time, and because Joey's gonna probably be around a little bit, and maybe we'll have a fish fry. If he can catch one, he can eat his own fish, and if we can catch enough, we can possibly share some as well. So anyway, that's the update for the moment, and probably do some berry picking later in the day, if not a fish fry or something like that. But I feel pretty good now. I think I've eaten enough food for breakfast. If I can continue that for 3 meals in a day, I think I might be back homeostasis for today. So choke cherries from our choke cherry stash, and flip this around. We are eating them while fishing, and that'll replace the calories I burn. I got a fish bite too. I might have a fish on there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's off. No, it's still there. No, it's off. I'm doing too much at once. Eating choke cherries, fishing,
And camera.
and the camera. Just three things. All right, gotta go.
First fish. Chris is still spitting seeds out while he's catching this fish.
Alright, got all the seeds out. Oh, one more seed left. You can't do it at the same time, you know. It's a lot of concentrating.
Yeah.
There we go.
Beauty.
More food.
No, it's a keeper.
Well, we were gonna let it go because it was almost too small to clean, but it's lost the gill plate.
Yeah.
Based on how it got hooked, so.
We'll eat it.
Pass the stringer back.
I'll just pass you a pike.
Oh, thanks. I don't think the camera will see, but there are piles of clams in here on the mud bottom of the bivalves. We can eat those bivalves, so I think we will have a bivalve meal at some point.
It'll take us 5 minutes to pick up as many as we would want to eat.
Sure, for breakfast or something.
Yeah, it's loaded with them.
There are a pile. Very easy to catch.
Yeah.
They don't exactly run away.
Too quick.
No.
Alright, so I was telling Woodbeard a little trick that I used to do as a kid when I'd run out of worms, which is just to use clam meat to catch perch and sunfish and little bass. So there's one for you. Get your clam.
We're going in the bushes.
Yeah. And once you cut that muscle, the adductor muscle, then they're easier to open up. And inside the clam, there's some white little clammy meat. So I'm just gonna cut a piece of that, and I'm just gonna bait a plain hook with it. We'll see how long it takes to catch a perch on that.
You're gonna try to catch a pike on it?
Well, we'll see what bites. It's 10:40.
We're gonna time this.
We'll time it.
Alright, well, maybe we should time it once till we get out into productive water.
Oh, we can even include travel time.
Oh, it's that effective, is it?
Well, it's 10:42.
How long did that take?
2 minutes, including travel time. That was like a one cast catch.
So you say. Didn't happen on camera, it didn't happen. Everybody knows that. Alright, I'll turn this off and we'll readjust.
Alright.
We're still at our one medium fish and one small fish. And I've reached my limit as far as eating choke cherries. I can't eat anymore. My stomach won't take anymore. My mouth won't take anymore. So for anybody who thinks, oh, you could just eat choke cherries and they're easy to collect and eat, just put a pile full in your mouth and swallow or spit the seeds out. Yeah, it's not good. There's a limit, I think, as far as eating any one particular thing. Even the pike, you know, kind of starts to wear on you. The choke cherries, my mouth is like chalk. It's just all sticking together. And hard to consume enough calories from that alone. So anyone is thinking it's just simple, just eat choke cherries or just eat blueberries or whatever, we got the math on that. Blueberries, you could probably eat them all day till you're stuffed and have no ill effect, but choke cherries is not the case. And we could probably get a lot of bunch berries too, which you might try, but I honestly don't know how many calories are in a bunch berry, so it doesn't seem like there's a lot of sugar in them. Certainly not a lot of flavor, but we'll have to try that next, and we may even process some of the choke cherries down and see if that helps, like boiling them down a bit and kind of skimming off the seeds.
Best one yet.
Oh, it's in the boat. Oh, don't scare me. Never scare me. No, don't do that. Good job.
Not tippy.
Second, third. We'll call it the second one.
Yeah. Boy, we're not counting that little one that we were going to throw back.
No.
Oh, I didn't want you to twist around like that.